On this episode, yeah, Scott's still tired, but his eyes look better. Got some preparation H, huh?
No, but I did realize that this COVID thing is kind of getting on my nerves. But at least we get to close the loop on William Shatner in space.
William Shatner in space.
What was that?
I just wanted to do it. I thought it sounded cool. But we also talk about fire and then lava in Spain.
Okay. And we talk about O2 being everywhere.
O2 is everywhere. O2 is everywhere. Yeah, all we got to do is separate it from whatever chemical equation it is. So separate it, we can use it.
And then we can go anywhere.
What?
Just watch the show. It'll all be explained. And, but you know what else is cool? We got some new electronic vehicles coming.
Welcome to the Don't Know Show. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott. And this is a tale of how bad life decisions led to YouTube show, podcast, and Twitch stream.
But only if Scott doesn't know. Oh, no, wait. Scott doesn't know. No. And Scott forgot the link and didn't remember the link. So we got late on Twitch. So we're actually 7 minutes behind on our start of our show. Normally do a pre-show, but there is no pre-show because Scott doesn't know. Living up to the Don't Know Show, Don't Know Show, Don't Know Show. So first thing we usually talk about on the Don't Know Show is what we don't know. And one of the things we don't know is what the picture is behind Scott.
Oh.
Is that two cats or is that a cat and a
That's
reflection?
My mama cat with one of her babies. The other two babies are on the sofa.
Okay. The other two babies are on the phone?
On the sofa.
I don't
You can't see the sofa. The sofa's back there. I was ready to walk into the door and because that's the great room.
Walk into the door. You should open it.
That's the great room. And I saw them both laying there. And of course, the little one looked up at me, but Mama had her paw over her, so she couldn't just jump up and run away. So I took their picture because they were cute.
Should open the door before you walk into it.
Yes.
Has that got a screen up?
No, that's a glass window. You're seeing a reflection of because it's sunny outside.
Okay, you have a glass window instead of a door?
Here's the door.
That's the wooden door.
Right. This is the screen door, but it has a glass window in it.
Well, that's what I said. Is that the screen door?
It is. In the wintertime, you put glass in it. In the summertime, it has a screen. Right now, it has glass in it because the temperature has dropped like a rock all of a sudden.
Okay, so do you call your screen door a glass door when you put glass in it and a screen door?
I do.
Do you ever walk into your glass door?
You like that?
Who is that?
Well, it's thing telling me that we are live.
Okay.
It says I can do my show on my phone. It's like awesome, just what I want to do.
Yeah. No. So back to the question.
Yes.
Have you ever walked into your glass door?
I have.
Have your cats ever run into the glass door?
No.
Really? They're smarter than you are.
Well,
because normally cats run into doors.
Yes. Here's the thing. They will run up to the door, but they know it's there. So I'm assuming that they have run into the door when I wasn't there and realized there's a door there and, they're smart. So.
And they're smart. I'm not smart. Well, I'm smart. I don't think I've ever walked into one, but I'm a terrible person. Oases. They are on the Illinois toll roads and they are places where they have restaurants and stuff like that. And they have gift shops.
They've closed a lot of them. Yes.
Yeah, but they have gift shops in them.
Yes.
And they used to have, it was a long hallway with glass on both sides. And then the stores were behind the glass, just like a regular store where you'd be in a shopping mall with glass doors, right?
Yes.
And behind the glass wall was a glass display case. So there's a little distance between the curb where the glass sits on.
Okay.
And the glass display case.
Sure.
So I'm a terrible person. There was this guy looking at a watch inside the display case and he went to lean in to get a closer look.
Okay.
And he leaned in hard. It was a bong. And he kind of knocked himself out. He hit that glass so hard. It was a bong. Like everybody, like the entire Oasis was quiet after he hit that. They're like, oh my God. And this guy just rolled back and just laying on the ground. I mean, didn't cut his head open, thank God, no blood. But I laughed. laughed. I laughed. I tried not to, but I laughed. I'm a terrible person.
It's funny. That's what pratfalls and all that stuff are all about.
I'm a terrible person. It was funny. It was funny.
It was. Not for the poor guy.
No, not at all.
It's very difficult to not laugh at something, even though you know you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because if it was in a movie, you'd be laughing your ass off. If it was on America's Funniest Home Videos, you'd be laughing your ass off.
Yes. Did they show that though? Did they show people walking in a glass?
Oh, they show them all sorts of stuff. Yeah, you betcha. And
As
of
long as
course,
nobody-
what
as long
is
as nobody
number
gets
one
hurt.
thing that is on almost every single solitary show?
Host telling you
Guys getting
nobody
hit
got
in
hurt?
the family jewels.
No, that's not on every show.
I said almost every show.
Not almost every show.
I kid you not.
They
It's-
don't have farmers on every show.
All right. Now, just out of
Oh,
curiosity,
come on, at least say the joke.
I don't remember the joke with farmers.
Really?
Family
Farmer
jewels?
stepped on the rake. He got 2 acres.
Oh. Okay. No, I've never heard that one.
You've never heard that.
No,
one.
that's one I should have, but I don't.
All right. Well, we talk a lot about fires
Yes.
on our show because I live close to California, and California is the only state every year that tries to burn itself down.
Not
right?
the only state, but it's a state that does it almost every year. I'm
Yeah.
going to say it probably is every year, isn't it?
No, it's every year. There's fires
Yeah.
there every year. We get smoke every year. There are still no fewer than 10 fires burning in California right now. Major fires.
Okay.
They have maps and all that stuff for where the fires are. And remember, I talked about how bad it was and how the smoke was that one day, and you could see
Yes.
it. Well, we've had a unique phenomenon here in the last month. Notice anything in my picture?
Well, yeah. So I was trying to figure out. It looks like a palm tree on fire.
Yeah, this is on the strip. Somebody lit that palm tree on fire, baby.
Why would they do that? Are they drunk and stupid?
Sometimes the bums leave their cigarettes in the trees and then it starts to smolder. And believe it or not, a cigarette can light a palm tree on fire because we're in the desert. It's dry here.
Yeah, and all you need is a little bit of a breeze to fan that ember into actual flame.
But what I saw that, and that was the 4th fire. Over by my house, there is a it's not an HOA area.
Okay.
It's it's a regular area with houses and some industry and prairie and stuff like that. And it's Dean Martin and Cactus. So I-15 as you're driving in, before you get to the strip, before you get to Blue Diamond, before you get to the airport, on the what side of that would be the west side of I-15, there have been 3 fires in 3 separate areas in that same area. It's confusing to me as to why these fires are happening. Here is the latest fire. You can see the fire here. It's not a great picture. We were about a block away,
Okay.
but that whole thing was on fire there. It's like, but that's the 3rd fire. As you can see, there's a house on the left. See the house on the left behind
Yes.
the poles. So, it's bigger areas and stuff like that. But this is the 3rd fire in a month in that little area. Like somebody's in there burning stuff down. Like the fire department's been in there with those snorkels, putting that stuff out.
So I calling it arson?
I don't know what they're calling it. It's the Don't Know Show.
Oh.
I didn't look enough to look it up, but I just thought it was unique. And then this was also this weekend in Vegas. This was this weekend in Vegas. I think they were both Saturday. I don't think the palm tree was Sunday. I think they were both Saturday.
Wow.
So kind of weird. So we're trying to burn our stuff down, I guess. I don't know.
Because
Just
we
saying.
don't really know, right?
I don't know because it's the Don't Know Show. What happened to the world today? We don't know.
We have no clue. We are clueless,
Yeah.
but it's okay. We don't mind.
I don't know. So that's why I have that picture behind me. I thought it was actually a pretty good picture.
It is, because at first I thought, okay, if you look above your head, I'm assuming that those are little flame ashes or whatever.
Yeah, the little sparks are ashes. Yeah.
Okay. I have seen a nebula type picture, from space that
Oh,
looked
wow.
very, very similar to that. You know what I'm talking about?
Trying to tie it in. I see that. Wow. Very cool. So should we, I'm going to move the Carmen line up then. Since you're going to do that, I'm going to cut that. I'm going to put this and I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here and I'm going to go here. Okay, cool.
Because you can, right?
So they did. I just changed show subjects around to screw Scott up.
He does it on purpose, by the way, folks.
So we're going to go there before you go to your rant, huh?
Sure.
All right. So as you know, if we use news articles, then yeah, if we watch news articles, then we have to pay for news. But if we go straight to Blue Origin's website and use their video and credit Blue Origin, it's not from a news story. It's from Blue Origin. So if you can't, then you can't ding us. They might, but it's not their video. It's the video from Blue Origin.
That's right.
So and it says watch, it says share. So they're allowing us to watch it. They're allowing us to share it.
And we are going to do that because
So
Steve loves doing that.
If I can figure out how to share again.
Well, you just did a little while ago, so I can't believe you've forgotten already.
I only forget over seconds. You forget over minutes. So this is the whole 3-hour broadcast.
Oh, we're going to watch the whole 3-hour broadcast in our 1-hour show?
Yeah, we're not going to watch the whole 3-hour broadcast in our 1-hour show. So
duh.
There they are, erecting the Blue Origin.
And start 2.
Blue Origin is erect?
Yeah. Well, you know what they say it looks like.
Take the little blue pill, right?
Yeah. They could use this in the movies. Okay. So we were talking about Hollywood, how they substitute this kind of stuff. Maybe we didn't talk about it. I don't remember. But how they substitute, like when they're having sex on screen, they substitute like the train going into the tunnel or rocket ships taking off.
Yes.
I was just watching a movie that was filmed either 2020 or 2021 where they did that. And I was like, they still do that.
They did fireworks and stuff like that too.
Yeah, so they can just use
orgasm.
5,000 feet and climbing.
So there's Bezos. They're talking. They're talking.
Can you imagine what would have happened if the craft that William Shatner was in had a problem?
She is truly one of the space industry's shining stars.
That's Audrey Powers. That's the one person who went up.
That she's on today's flight. And by the way, Audrey's a pilot, but today she's going to get a little bit.
Yeah, she's a pilot, but she don't get to fly. Oh, there he is.
We should do it and to show other people that this is something that is coming and something that will be available for them and may have some impact in their life in the future.
Where's Will? Come on, get the Will Shatner going to space. I mean, this is pretty cool footage.
Kirk, I think William Shatner.
But that's got to be like
possible.
It's got to be computer rendered, right?
Yes.
There he is. There's Will.
A great hero of mine and many other space people.
Having played the role.
Not bad for 9 years old, huh?
Yeah.
Assigns me the
should I get a wig like that?
Futuristic astronaut would have.
Sure.
But I've always been consumed with curiosity.
But that's pretty cool, right? So let's go here. That's just them there.
Dozens and dozens of times. You can do this.
Bezos gives everybody
as
a
I said
hug.
before, upside down, inside
Bezos
out.
isn't even going, and he's still
backwards
dressed
and
as
forwards.
in
And
a
by the way,
jumpsuit.
it's important
What a
that you
kid.
can do so. This is probably the easiest
What a
moment.
billionaire
A little bit
billionaire
more
kid.
complex is, of course, when you're getting back in your seat after you've been up there at
But
zero
there you
G to get the harness, to get into the harness, and then, of course, buckle it properly.
RSS,
Again,
first
under the
step.
guide of Sarah Knights, they
No
know how to do
strap.
this. I was actually asking them earlier,
Step,
you know,
strap.
who's the fastest at it, and they said, of course, Audrey Powers was, because she.
Oh, look, they have a sunscreen up there, so the sun doesn't go.
Oh, I
down.
thought it was a green screen so they could make this fake.
Yeah, take it out like this. That's pretty cool.
Terminal count.
Just shake the rocket and let them, and then put a, space movement on the screen for the people inside the Capitol. It never actually took off.
But remember, there's no pilot in this.
on board.
Oh, so there it is going off.
50 years of space exploration with the domain of governments. You had to be a space superpower.
So that's kind
What
of
we're going to see here shortly, the rocket is going to go through what we call the bit checks,
the bit check. They check all the bits on it. So there it
the
is,
base
see?
of the screen,
So there's
as well
liftoff,
as the
then
speedometer.
max
They are
Q,
gaining
then
speed on
Nico,
their climb to
then
space. We have
separation in zero
confirmed
G.
max
And there's the
Q.
Karman
This is when
line.
the
that?
aerodynamic stresses of the vehicle were
Karman.
at their maximum.
That is, I didn't know we'd even have to know this. Like, when did you ever think you'd have to know this? But you have to know the Karman line. The Karman line is the, what is the Karman line? The Karman line is what everybody thinks
Is the beginning of outer space.
is beginning of outer space. Yeah. And but who knows who agreed? It's 100 kilometers or 62 miles. I think that's right. Yeah. So here we go again. Why do we do this to ourselves? 100 kilometers, 54 nautical miles,
with Audrey
36
Powers,
miles,
William Shatner, our
3,330
and
feet.
Chris Bosshausen on board. They are well
and that's
on their way
above
to
sea
space.
level.
So
Right.
far, a nominal
So
flight,
you're closer
clean
to
burn on our
the
Blue
Karman
Engine
line
3.
and actually
New
being outer
Shepard.
space.
You might want to
giving
kill
them
the
a
volume.
beautiful
It's so hard to
flight to
understand you.
space
Is it hard
this
to hear me
morning.
over it?
Yes.
Dead. Okay. So that's cool. There's separation, but there it is coming back down. Okay. I thought the landing in this was a little bit cooler than this.
I remember when we first started showing these kind of stuff, the rockets were landing back on ships.
Right.
No, that's the rockets, not the capsules.
Yeah, the rockets are, but the capsule is still coming down with the three
And here
chutes.
comes our crew back into the desert.
It's doing 13 miles an hour, dude.
96, 97, 98, and 99.
96, 97, 98, 99 of normal people in space. But check this out. They're doing 14 miles an hour.
Standby touchdown.
Okay, 14 miles an hour is pretty fast. Okay, to do what it's going to do next. Did you see
Right.
that?
Yes.
And capsule touchdown.
That did not
Welcome
touch
back,
down.
The newest astronaut.
14 miles an hour is a pretty good hit.
William Shatner, our customers, Glenn DeVries and Chris Bosshausen. What a day for you. Welcome back. I cannot wait to talk to them.
How cool is
Jackie,
that?
and
Yep.
Let's see if Shatner has anything to say. But there they are back out there. You know, it looks like a hot air balloon thing. You think they'd have cooler vehicles?
You know what I'm really upset about?
What's that?
Again,
There's
thank
no
you, everybody,
lawn
for joining
chairs
us
and
live from
boombox
West
on the
Texas at
ground
our
like in
launch
the
site.
last video we saw
Yeah, hanging out,
for
right?
the Russian guys.
But check it out. It's just regular vehicles. They're not even cool. Like, I guess he's got an awning there. Look, but Bezos in his jumpsuit and cowboy boots unlocks it. He has the key to let him out. Hey, everybody, how you doing? Welcome back
Did
to
you
Earth.
have a good time?
Did you see the meme that they were going to do, which was funny but not funny? It would have been funny if it was Charlton Heston in space. But they were all going to dress up like Planet of the Apes.
Oh, yeah, it would have been awesome.
Wouldn't it be funny if when William Shatner came back, we'd all be dressed up like Planet of the Apes? I'm like, well, yeah, if William Shatner was Charlton Heston, it would have been fun.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, look, they're wearing regular clothes. No, Bezos is the only one in the kind of weird. So look at
There
Will.
he is.
Unbelievable. You see, yeah, weightless, my stomach went up, and I thought, God, this is so weird. But not as weird as the covering of blue. This is what I never expected. Oh, it's one thing to say, oh, the sky and the thing and the fragile. It's all true. But what isn't true, what is unknown until you do it, is there's this pillow, there's this soft blue. Look at the beauty of that color. And it's so thin. And you're through it in an instant. It's what how thick is it? We know.
I mean, the atmosphere.
Is it a mile? 2 miles?
I mean, it depends on how you measure because it thins out, but maybe 50 miles. Not
But
even.
you're going 2,000 miles an hour. So you're through 50 miles, whatever the mathematics
Fast.
was. You know,
There's your
like the
mathematics.
feet and the
Yeah.
feet, and suddenly you're through the blue.
And then it's
And you're into black. And you're into, it's mysterious and galaxies and things. But what you see is black. And what you see...
Yeah, so there you go. You guys can all go to blueorigin.com and watch it. But Blue Origin, I took it from Blue Origin. We credit Blue Origin. No news media was
No
harmed
nudes
in the
is
making
bad.
of this show. We got it straight from Blue Origin.
Yes, we did. Well, Steve did.
But how cool is that? I mean,
Very cool.
That's pretty cool. It's getting closer and closer to you being able to
Yes.
do
'Cause
that.
I don't want to go all the way to Mars.
But who ever thought that we would need to know what the Kármán line is? Because you want to make sure that you're actually in outer space. Otherwise, that's false advertising, right?
I always thought the Kármán line was the backup dancers for the Ziegfeld Follies.
Oh, Carmen Electra? Don't know show. But it's the edge of space. But there's still no international legal definition, just so you know. Hey, Thumper. How you doing? Get him, get him, get him.
There we go.
Oh, Harvey made his appearance on the show.
Good old job there, Goobers.
But yeah, so that's from sea level.
Okay.
So, and that's the Kármán line. And the Kármán line is actually above where meteor showers go. Because meteor showers are inside the atmosphere because they're burning up. That's when you see them.
Yes.
When they're outside the atmosphere, you don't see them.
Well,
But
that's not necessarily true. You don't see them with the naked eye because they're not on fire.
Right. So I said.
If you had a telescope, you can see them.
Okay, whatever. And then the auroras.
They're just a rock at that point, of course.
The auroras start around that level too.
Yeah.
The auroras are above and below the Kármán line. Like the Aurora Borealis in Alaska and that.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And the International Space Station is 4 times that. That's 400 kilometers up. Well, that's cool.
Cool beans.
So there you go. All right. So what do you got? So
What do
where are we
I
at
got?
now? So now that we're in space, we need to return to Earth and talk about Scott. Scott wants to go on a soapbox, I guess.
Kind of, sort of.
Is that correct?
On Friday, I spelled my brother by taking care of my dad and taking him to his doctor's appointment so that he can get his own stuff done before, the weekend. And when we got to the doctor was very unhappy with my dad's condition. And apparently he agreed with my brother that the rehab center did jack shit for him, which we knew because he was in bad shape. So he told me that he would call the hospital and get everything set up, but we needed to go to the emergency room, get checked in the emergency room so they could do the test because, otherwise they won't do the test until Monday and we need them done now. So I got there, got checked in, and the place was packed.
Of course. Again, we talked about this where you and I have missed the meeting where you don't go to your doctor anymore. You just go to the emergency room for everything.
Right. So, but that wasn't necessarily the problem here. I'll discuss that in a minute. I wasn't going to bring it up, but after having 3 different nurses attempt to not say anything, it became very obvious what the problem was. But we waited 6.5 hours to get a room for my dad.
COVID.
Yes, it was. We found out from one of the nurses that Thursday it was 16-hour wait for people to get a room. The emergency room was 95% full of unvaccinated people sick with COVID. And I asked how many vaccinated ones. And they said, well, we can't say anything, none.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm one of these people that says, yes, you need to decide what you do to your own body, but this is a problem. You're interfering, you're affecting so many other people by your choice.
So here you go, Scott. Here's your explanation. You're on a cruise ship. And the guy that got paid for the room in the bottom of the boat decides that he wants to drill holes in the bottom of his room and out the hole.
Yeah.
It's
That makes
his room.
perfect
He
sense.
paid for it. Should he
That's
be
right.
allowed to do that?
Yeah, of course. That makes perfect sense to me.
And sink the ship and kill everybody on it.
Sure. Why not?
It's his room. He paid for it.
Yeah. Well, he just rented it. He didn't buy it.
Well, let's say
Nice analogy, though. I understand where you're going from. Yeah, it's like if you choose not to get the vaccine, you should not even ever leave your house. That's all.
you
there
should
is
go
to
on
it.
your own damn boat.
Yeah.
But all the other people who,
because that was bad. My dad was so sick by the time we finally got in there. He was so freaking cold. We had piled blankets on him and everything, and it took a while to get them because everything's in short supply. But he couldn't even go to the bathroom because he's in a freaking wheelchair at this point.
okay, we've done internment camps multiple times in the United States. Most recently was Guantanamo Bay.
Yes.
We've also done Pearl Harbor, where we took
Which was the big one.
right?
Where we took almost every single solitary Japanese
Asian.
American.
Yeah. Yeah. So why don't we take all the people who aren't vaccinated and do that with them?
Yeah. Right. Well, I don't
There's
know.
a thought.
It just really pissed me off. And
There's a thought.
I tried very hard.
Nobody's made that suggestion. The Don't Know Show is making a way out there suggestion.
There we go. Why not? So
you got him in?
yeah. And then they realized that he was incredibly dehydrated, which we had a suspicion that was the case because you cannot force liquid into somebody. Well, you can. It's called an IV. And that's
Right.
what they did. They put an IV in him. And the next day he was 3,000% better.
Yeah. Luckily, well, when you're dehydrated, also your veins collapse, just so you know.
Correct.
Well,
which
they
made
don't
it harder
collapse.
for him to get the vein.
They shrink. Yeah.
Poured in there. So
Yep.
yeah, it was a very frustrating Friday. Trust me. Didn't get home until 2:00 in the morning again. But look, the bags are lighter because I actually had an early night last night. So I went to bed at 11 o'clock.
Oh, I thought you got Preparation H.
No. Yeah. The two coolest things to do when you're in public is Preparation H and duct tape. And if you're a woman, you know what I'm talking about, what the duct tape is for. You're not a woman, so you don't know.
I know what carpet tape is for.
Carpet tape?
Yeah. Double-sided
Hey.
sticky tape.
Oh, I was going to say you put it on your knees to avoid carpet burn.
If you're a woman. So you can wear them beautiful dresses.
Well, that's kind of what we're talking about here. The duct tape sort of lifts and separates for you.
Yeah. Don't do duct tape. I did duct tape. I did duct tape when I used to go snowmobiling. Did you ever go snowmobiling with me when I put the duct tape on my, because I fogged?
No.
I have very moist.
You and I never went snowmobiling together because I've only gone snowmobiling 3 times in my entire life.
I have very moist breath. And when I'm in a helmet, fog.
Yes, you bet.
Fog. So I would put duct tape on the top of the helmet to my nose to keep so I could see.
Yes.
Well, that sucks. Well, I'm glad your dad's doing better because all he needed was fluids.
Well, it's not all he needs because there's other problems. They're worried about congestive heart failure and all that sort of good stuff.
Well, when you dehydrate yourself and stuff like that, that doesn't help any of the
No,
other
it doesn't. So by getting him hydrated, they were able to get him to be able to have conversations that they understood, which helped. The problem is we're still not getting any information from the hospital, which is really dumb because both my brother and I are the only 2 people on, they have the power of attorney for the
medical power of attorney.
Yeah. So they were supposed to be contacted. They called Jay at 2:00 in the morning on Friday, or well, technically Saturday morning, to get more information. It's like all the stuff that you were asking about is already in your computer. They were just verifying it at 2:00 in the morning.
Just so you know, my sister went through this with my mom.
Yeah.
She had to call them. They
Yeah.
will not call you. She was on them. She had to hound them and hound them and hound them.
Jay's been
God love
calling
her.
both the doctor and the hospital.
God
at
love
least
her. It
6
was
times a day.
it was awful. That was the hardest part of the whole deal.
Yes.
Was getting the information out of these people. And she'd carry the file. And she'd go, here's the questions you're going to ask. Don't ask me. Here's the questions you'd ask. Don't ask me. So you need a copy of all the files to carry with you and just hand it to them and go, shut up. Here's the paperwork. You already have it. This is accurate. I've checked it. Now just go do your damn job.
Right.
And she would yell at them and scream at them and tell them to get going on what they're supposed to be doing and stop asking questions about information they already have.
Yes.
Very, very, very aggravating. She would get very animated when she talks to you about it, just like I'm sure you will be when this is all over. And yeah, it's bad.
You know, they no longer double check everything. You know that, right?
What do they do now?
They quadruple check everything because
They don't
of
wanna
the
get
amount
sued.
of lawsuits. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they don't want to get sued.
Here's the part that's really bad. when I go in for my annual physicals from the DOT and all that kind of good stuff, they all know who I am, right? 4 separate times they had me repeat everything. 4 times, and they know me. They know me personally.
Things could have changed in a year.
Oh yeah, no, that's not what I mean. They want to know my name,
Could have
my
had sex
birthday.
change. Could have had a sex change in a year.
Well, yeah,
How do you identify? You could feel different today.
yeah, but it's mostly my name and my birth date that they ask 4 times.
Oh, they're checking to see if you're coherent.
Oh no, they're making sure because they do that. They scan it and then they look at the scanner, and you what you say has to match what they show on their scanner.
Yeah. Make sure
4
you're coherent.
times.
Yep. You want to show you're coherent.
No.
I'm not that person.
It's because every once in a while, because a lot of these medical people are working 16 freaking hour shifts and sometimes even longer, that they accidentally give the wrong meds or the wrong procedure to the wrong person. Like
They would never give the wrong procedure, wrong person. That's why people go in there and write on their arms, not this arm.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they all the time do stuff wrong.
They do.
They operate on the wrong part of the body.
Look, they're going to do a better job than you or I could possibly do because they're trained for it. But they're still people. People make mistakes. I don't care who they are.
Yep.
I mean, I make a mistake at least once every decade.
Get in line behind me if you don't want to make mistakes. He who is without sin cast the first stone. I ain't got no stones.
Yeah. But we do have a genuine positivity message.
He who lives in glass houses should not throw stones. No, we're nowhere near the
oh, God, yes, we are.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not.
We're 2 minutes past already.
No, we're not. No, you started the show late, so we're not.
Well, it's still the same amount of time.
So do I have to move all of these down to the next show?
Well, kind of, sort of, or at least underneath the positivity message.
Well, there's a ton underneath the positivity message, so I'm just going to have to go like this, go like this, go like this. Wow, these shows are going to be, these show subjects are going to be old.
Yes.
All right. Have you seen the new filter that's out there? So you know what a filter is, right? You know, like
yes, it's the thing
Snapchat
that neither you or I have.
Yeah, we have no filters. Hey, there's Andrew. Hey, Andrew.
Andrew!
Andrew woke up. Good morning, Andrew.
Yeah. It is morning for him. It really is.
Right? The Don't Know Show doesn't know that, but we do know that.
Yeah.
I'm a bit late. So were we. We were 7 minutes late because Scott couldn't start the show on time because we couldn't find the link. But no, what was I saying? Oh, so filters. There's a new fall filter out, which makes everything look like fall. I'm still busy on another channel.
Yes. He's cheating on us.
Is he watching the other channel or is he participating in the other channel? What is it, Andrew? Watching or participating? Nah. Yeah, you are. It's all good though. Oh, Lineage 2 stuff. Cool.
Oh, are you on Discord with everybody?
Yeah, nice.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
You should tell them to get their asses in the show. There's only half an hour left.
Yeah. And we can talk Lineage 2. But so yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. A pretty cool filter. You take it, you hold it outside, and it turns everything to fall, even though you don't.
Cool.
So I'm sure your genuine positivity message has to do with the rebirth. Is fall the rebirth, or is fall the, what is fall considered? Is fall considered the letting the old go so the new can rebirth in the spring?
Kind of, sort of, yes.
Okay. Well, did I just steal your genuine positivity message? I didn't read it. Did I steal it?
No.
Okay. So, fun guy. Cook for us.
Fall colors are making an appearance, and pumpkins and gourds are for sale everywhere. It is the season where we slow down from the rush of cramming everything in during the short summer, and we enjoy the fresh air and create memories to last through the winter, because you know what winter's all about.
Hot toddies, skiing,
hot tubs. Except that I'm going to be draining my hot tub in 3 weeks.
Why?
Because
too hard to get out there?
It's first of all, at the old house, we had the nice deck with the windbreak and everything. So it was fairly convenient. The house,
Did she tell you had a nice deck?
yes, she did. So, but this one here, because of how open it is, the wind, it's open to the north, which is where the cold winds come from. So I use it once a month. And for how expensive it is to run that
Oh, yeah,
in the
to heat that
wintertime for
thing?
once, not
Yeah.
worth it.
And there's
Screw
no
it.
way to move it closer to a door or anything, or
Well, it's right out the door. I open up the door, I take 3 steps, and I'm at the hot tub.
well, what would it
problem
cost to put up a wall break or a bush break?
The view of the back of the house into the pool and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, so if you put that up to protect that, you'd wreck your view.
Yes.
Got it.
So,
But then you just invite naked girls over, and then that'll be the only view you have to see. And then you can put a couple naked guys in there for Susie.
yeah, nice thought.
She don't like naked guys?
Not, we won't go there.
Oh man.
Because she's going to watch the show and then she's going to hit me on the head for saying
I know,
that.
for me saying this. I said it, Susie. I said it.
That's right.
It was on me.
This time, Peggy, you get to hit Steve.
I like naked guys. I like good looking naked guys.
Yeah.
I wish I was a good looking naked guy.
Well, I'm not going to disagree with that for me either.
Somebody's got to think I'm good looking. I just don't know.
Well, here's the thing. If we were really, really, really good looking, they'd make statues out of us. But unfortunately, they'd use cement.
Oh, that's your segue.
It's
you
my
can't
segue.
just say the words.
I did it for a reason.
Why? Okay, go ahead.
I was going to use marble that we should do in the marble and let you do it, but you were rambling about other things and you would have completely missed it. I just knew it. So
Well, you just wanted me to get off that subject. So you were desperate to change the subject.
Me? Nah.
So we've been talking a lot about cement lately. We
have.
talked about cement batteries. We talked about self-healing cement.
Yes.
Well, apparently Mother Nature does not like cement.
Well, we know that because it disintegrates after a short period of time.
Well, no, not because water gets down in the cracks and expands and causes it to rupture. But
all right. So why
does
Mother Nature not like it?
Do you know where La Palma volcano is?
It's in the Pacific. Yeah, the Pacific, right? Not the Atlantic, it's in the Pacific.
Spain's in the Pacific.
Well, Spain's not on the ocean, so it must be in Italy, which would be, is that the Mediterranean Sea?
So the Don't Know Show apparently doesn't know where La Palma is.
Okay, wait, before you say where it is, Andrew, where is it?
Yeah, Andrew will know. Andrew's good. He was taught
Spain is in the Atlantic. Go figure.
Exactly.
Damn it.
Duh. I knew you were wrong. Oh, that one. Yeah. But La Palma is one of the islands off of Spain, I believe. Let me see if I can find a good map here to see where. Oh, that's not a good map. La Palma, Spain. One of the 7 islands. Yes, it is. La Palma Island in Spain. Yes, I know. Where's the volcano? It's awesome volcanoes there. But the volcano there is now taking out the cement plant in La Palma.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, it is bad. I cannot find a bigger map. Why do they not have a bigger? Maybe I should go to Spain. Let me look at Spain. Or maybe I should just go to Google Earth.
Ooh, that could work.
Where's Google Earth? Google EARTH. I think Google Earth is going to take me somewhere. Who was that?
What?
Someone
You
talked.
didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything.
No.
Okay. I cannot link my URL here. So let's go. There's Earth. So let's go to LAPALMA. I know it's one of the 7, but I just don't remember where it is. So, it's one of the farther islands. Okay. I got it now. Yeah, he's right. It is closer to Morocco.
Now, this is something kind of interesting.
That's crazy.
Because
don't know.
I remember the Tommy Lee Jones movie. They were using concrete barricades to stop the lava flow.
The Tommy Lee Jones movie.
Yeah, volcano.
So there's Spain, Portugal. There's Gibraltar, the Rock of Gibraltar. There's Morocco, but there's the 7 islands. See them?
Yeah, look at La
1,
Palmas,
2,
way
3,
out
4,
on the end.
5, 6, 7. And it is the farthest east, west, farthest west.
Southwest, yeah.
Farthest west. Oh, it's by the Western Sahara. But yeah, they're having a lot of volcano activity there right now. And it is taking out a lot of stuff, but it's taking out a cement plant.
Oh,
Look at
weird.
that. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? That's cool.
It is cool.
It is cool. So,
Well, we've been saying that the whole world's exploding, and there's is not a lie, right?
not changed. Don't know show knows that the world's blowing up. Blowed up real good. What TV show was that from? Do you remember that? They had the 2 guys on. He blew up. He blew up. You remember that show?
No, not
Where they
yet.
would get on there? Was it SCTV? I think it was SCTV.
Okay.
The Farm Report.
Interesting.
I'm going to play this because I think this is it, but I can't find it.
Big Jim McBob. And I'm Billy Saw Hurock, and welcome to Farm Film Celebrity Blow Up. We got a real good show for you tonight.
Yeah, I tell you, we got a real good celebrity guest for you, too.
Yeah, she's a singer, and she's in movies, too.
Well, look, we could just sit here chewing the fat all night, but I ain't a-gonna.
Me neither. So let's welcome our special guest right now.
Yeah, let's have a big round of applause for Miss Bernadette Peters.
And Annie. Why are you always bawling when
You say.
Yeah, cute and
Come on, we're. Come on.
Our special guest, Bernadette.
She blowed up real good.
Yeah.
There it is. She
Well,
blowed
I'd
up,
like
blowed
our
up
special
real
guest,
good.
Bernadette Peters for blowing up for
That's
us.
cool. So Andrew actually knows a scientist who is someone of volcanology.
Volcanology.
Vulcan or volcanology? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Volcanology.
Yeah. So she plays too in Scotland. That's
Well,
pretty
she
cool.
used to play L2. Now she's too busy.
No.
Real life has interfered because she lives in Dundee, Scotland.
Yeah. So that's cool.
It is.
That's very
It
cool.
is. It is.
So yeah, so there's the blowed up blubber. I keep saying that reference, and a lot of people don't know that. I didn't realize how old that was. Did you ever watch Second SCTV?
No. Well, I shouldn't say no because I did once in a blue moon,
You,
but it
you
was
saw an episode every now and then, but it wasn't
correct.
something.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you right now, I do miss John Candy.
He blowed up real good.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but anywho's, I'm just really, 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 really sad that that concrete factory got destroyed.
Yeah, that's a bummer. But there is good news.
There is?
Did you know that oxygen is everywhere?
No.
You know, like
there's no
you know-
oxygen in the vacuum of space. That's why they call it a vacuum.
But there is oxygen in space. There's also oxygen in the ocean. What is oxygen? I mean, what is water? What is the chemical makeup of water?
H2O.
Right. So 2 hydrogens for 1 oxygen molecule.
Correct.
Therefore, there's oxygen in water.
Correct.
Did you know there's oxygen in metal?
Yes.
Some of the stuff that we make, right?
Yes.
Some of the metals or non-metals, there's oxygen in there.
Correct.
So all we have to do is get the oxygen out of the water, and we can breathe underwater. All we have to do on the moon is get the oxygen out of the dust and the metals and the non-metals to form oxygen. So all we got to do is build a plant on the moon that extracts the oxygen from the metals, and we can breathe on the moon. We don't have to bring oxygen up there. It's there, which means there's probably oxygen on Mars.
Okay. Well, we already know that there's a giant machine that is supposed to put oxygen on Mars.
What?
Arnold Schwarzenegger's character found the machine and brought
Total
oxygen to
Recall?
Mars.
Yeah.
Yes, Total Recall.
Right. Okay, whatever. But yeah, it is Ilmenite. ILMENITE. FeTiO3. So there's 3 oxygen molecules in there. So we just have to figure out how to separate all of the molecules in the world, and we'll have all the oxygen we need.
Okay. Or we can learn how to separate it and create water out of it so that we have all the water we need.
We could do that too. So we have everything we need to sustain life on the other planets. We just need to try to do that. Gosh, you know what? If we can only do that on Earth with seawater and extract the salt and have enough fresh water for everybody, called desalination. Right. If they could only do a thing called a desalination plant.
Yeah, and then sell the salt for, like Wisconsin when we have to salt our roads.
Right. And rust our cars.
And buses.
Oh, so, okay, Andrew, in Belgium, when it snows in Belgium, it's far enough north.
Although last year they got almost none, which is really weird.
How do they clear the snow? Do they plow? Do they put cinders down? Do they put salt down to melt the snow? How does it work? In the United States,
if I recall correctly, they have giant 55-gallon drums filled with burning wood that they roll down the sidewalks.
Yes, and yes, and salt to yes. Yes to the salt. Yes to the burning drums.
No.
The Don't Know Show. Is Scott just making shit up now?
Yes, I'm making shit up.
The Make Shit Up Show. Yeah, so salt. So there we go. So desalination.
I remember, do you remember the High Life magazine?
Yeah.
When we were growing up? They had stories for young people.
Right.
There was one about a kid that came back from the future, and he gave a box that they threw in a polluted river, and the polluted river would get to the box. And once they got the box, everything back was crystal clear. And in order to clear the sidewalks, they gave like this little pencil that you pointed at the ground, and it cleared the snow right off the sidewalks. I thought that was a really cool story. And I figure if all the stuff that's coming true from Star Trek, why hasn't this stuff happened yet?
Well, it's not all come true. Although I did see in the news, Don't Know Show doesn't know, they gave some guy like $5 million or something to start developing the math behind quantum travel.
Okay.
Because that's the next thing
obviously he's a quantum physicist.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a Don't Know Show.
Obviously not Sheldon Cooper, because that's just a made-up character.
Right.
But quantum physics is a real thing.
I know, but he was gonna. Yeah, I saw it somewhere. I didn't think it was a story worth derailing the show to get the whole thing down.
Right.
But I wanted to go to Airbus. So remember we were talking about these city taxis and stuff like that. Airbus is doing it, and Airbus has got some pretty cool artist renderings of what they want theirs to look like. So now you know who Airbus is, right?
Yes, we talked about them in the past.
Airbus is probably one of the.
They make aeroplanes too.
Are they the biggest? I think are they bigger than Boeing? I mean, I know they're European, but they're pretty big.
When we're done with the show, I'm going to be peeing, but not now.
No, not European. European.
Oh, with an E. I get it.
Yeah, but
like where Andrew is, he's in Europe.
Yeah, I don't know if he's peeing or not, but check that out. Check out that rendering right there. That's pretty cool looking.
Pretty snifty.
So I didn't watch the video. I don't know if the video is any good. Let's see the thing. Boy, I should have to unmute that. All right. So far, no Airbus, no taxi. Cool graphics. Thank you.
Yes, very cool graphic.
But show me okay. So here's kind of one. Come on. Oh man, don't just do a bunch of this crap. No, it's just graphics. Oh, here we go. That's kind of cool looking.
Wait. Go back.
Here?
Okay, here it comes. Ready? Here it comes.
Dude, they got enough propellers on this damn thing?
This is what I'm waiting for. Ready? Here it is. I'm Batman.
Wow.
Didn't it look like the Batman symbol?
Sure. But look at the amount of propellers they put on this dang thing. That's pretty cool looking, though.
It is.
I wouldn't mind having one of those. I don't need a jet. I want an Airbus taxi.
See, even Andrew saw it. Batman.
Look at that. I mean, look at that. Look at that. There's like 1, 2, 3 on each side. Then here's the. So look at this one though. This is the one that they got like actually built. That only has 4.
Right. Okay. You've seen the Marvel show with the flying battleships that they.
Yeah, that they have this kind of thing with the ring around it.
Because that is the way in the future. It's coming. I guarantee it's coming.
Yeah, because I don't know why. But yeah,
well, it works for the Harrier jets. It's a similar thing as the Harrier jets. Only these are
it's not even
much
close.
more
That's
stable.
not how that is not how Harrier jets work. Harrier jets have nozzles that they point down. The engine does not turn. The nozzle turns.
Correct, but they're using that technology to create this.
This is a propeller like a helicopter. They're using a jet and turning a nozzle. I reject your reality and replace it with my own.
Yes, you can do that because you're you. My reality.
Look at this one. That's not
that one looks like a racing one.
Like if that turns up and then lifts you up and then turns back, and it goes forward. Yeah. But that's kind of crazy. That's kind of cool. So
I have noticed that in the past year, technology is making another jump, and I think it has to do with so many people with the pandemic.
Alien crash.
Well, that too. That's what we're probably missing.
Right, because we were inside, we didn't see it.
Right.
All right. So here's one last subject we'll do. Electric vehicles, right? Everything's going electric vehicles. That helicopter, that city taxi was electric.
Yes.
So Ford is making the F-150 Lightning electric pickup.
Yes.
Okay. It's kind of cool because it's got the trunk. It actually has a trunk. We talked about this before.
No, it does not. It has a frunk.
Yeah, but it's a pickup truck with a trunk, which
it's a frunk
and a pickup, and it's a pickup still, which is cool.
It is.
Okay.
And here's the other cool thing. Even though they say that it only has a payload of 1,000 some odd pounds, they pull a 500,000 ton train. But
okay, okay, whatever. Don't know show does not back up that statistic. But here's the cool part. They have over 150,000 reservations now. They in the beginning of the month they had 130,000. They've already got 150,000 reservations.
Right.
Okay. They only have one plant to make this, and this one plant's capacity is 80,000 a year.
Yeah.
How the hell are they going to turn out enough vehicles?
Exactly.
I mean, the reservations are only $100 refundable deposit, but I got some bad news for you people. This thing's coming mid 2020, 2022.
Right.
Not everybody is going to get one.
No. But apparently they're supposed to be comparable in price to the gasoline motored trucks, which is unusual because most electric stuff is much more expensive currently.
Yeah. Well, they started at the end of July this year to take reservations, and they've got over 150. And I think it was
weird that they're calling them reservations because technically it's a pre-sale.
40 to 50,000. Trying to see. But that's just since July. Trying to see what the price is it's going to be. Tesla said that they got over 1 million reservations for the Cybertruck.
Yes. But that's like $100,000, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't see the list. But Rivian, remember we talked about Rivian?
Yes. I know one of Tesla's vehicles is $200,000.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I told you the vehicle I have right now is just a stopgap to my electric vehicle. But now I don't know. Do I want one of those plug-in hybrids?
Well, they're coming. It's what's going to be.
No, they're here. The plug-in hybrids are here, but
that's not what I mean. Yeah, but
because there aren't going to be enough. Again, we talked about that. There aren't going to be enough charging stations. I'm going to need a I'm going to need a bridge for my bridge vehicle, right? Before I can go all electric, I need to.
I was just reading an article in a magazine today, so I'm going off of memory, so it's probably not 100% accurate. But I want to say that there's only, what is it, 140,000 across the entire country right now, charging stations. No, that's too high.
Don't know show.
But China has more charging stations already in their country than the rest of the world combined. That's how far ahead they are on this.
And that ain't enough. The United States currently has 43,000 public EV charging stations.
That's what it was, yeah.
And around 120,000 charging ports, according to the U.S. Department of Energy data. The Don't Know Show.
So, but yeah, China's something like 2 million or 200,000. No, 200,000. I don't know.
43,000.
Yep.
How many vehicles did I just say that they had pre-ordered?
Yeah, 150,000. So that's not going to cut it.
Okay.
But again, the article also mentioned that 80% of charging units are going to be at your houses. The rest of them are, because theoretically that's the other thing I remember reading. One of these companies is bragging on a 600-mile charge now, but the average is still only 250 miles.
I know, it's ridiculous.
But most people don't drive 250 miles in a day.
Yeah, but it takes a while to charge. So
when you charge at your house, you charge overnight slowly, so it's a better charge.
Right, so you're not burning it up.
Yes. When you charge in public, it's a 1 hour charge, but it's a fast charge and it's not as good for the battery.
And there's a lot of places that don't even have charging stations.
Yes.
Like where you got to travel.
I was just at the Abbey Resort. They now have 4.
Yeah. Well, California has a majority of them, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So EV charging stations per 100,000 people, California, and for some reason, New Hampshire. Don't know why.
Got me.
But okay. You came up with a very weird word of the week.
I certainly did.
And I'm wondering why you came up with it. And did you look it up on how to pronounce it?
I did.
Okay.
Ceratopagonidae.
Ceratopagonidae.
Gonorrhea, not gonorrhea. Ceratopagonidae.
Okay.
Do you remember last year you said that I made this up and then you looked up and you said, no CMs. No CMs are real, but their technical term is Ceratopagonidae.
Nope.
They are tiny flying insects that are incredibly difficult to spot, which is why they're called no-see-ums.
No-see-ums.
They are also referred to as biting midges, punkies, sandflies, or biting gnats.
Punkies? Like Punky Brewster?
Like Punky Brewster, yes. Their bite is 3 times itchier than a mosquito bite due to the saliva they inject under the skin to make the blood pool, which is easier for their consumption.
They are sand fleas?
They are. The reason they're called sand fleas is they're literally the size of a grain of sand. That's how small
they are. Are they sand fleas? Is that what they're called? Really?
It's one of the things they're called.
No, I didn't see that.
And the reason I did that is because I was outside today trying to work on one of my vehicles. And in the space of 15 minutes, I got bit 6 times.
Really?
And they swell up. If I can say this correctly. When you get a mosquito bite, you get a little bit of a bump. You can't help but miss it, right? But if you scratch it, it gets like 4 times bigger, right?
Right.
Okay. Without even scratching it, the original bite is the size of a mosquito bite after you scratch it.
Wow.
Little itty bitty thing. And you can see them too. It looks like a piece of pepper on your hand, like ground pepper on your hand.
So they're crawling around on you. So you do see,
You can, but they're hard to see. They're really, really tiny. You just squish them. They die. They're soft.
But I mean, like insecticides, flamethrower.
Yes, there's a whole bunch of different ways to do it. And I didn't link it because we always run out of time. So I didn't bother to do that. But
it says they can be trapped by luring them with carbon dioxide.
Yes, just like mosquitoes.
They're attracted to the carbon dioxide.
Yes. Huh. And again, only the females bite, just like mosquitoes, and they bite only, they do not eat blood. They use blood for procreation.
No, yuck. That's all we need is a bunch more of them little.
Which that's the other reason why I thought this is good. Because not only did I get that, but I realized they're bloodsuckers. And this is the time of year that we talk about bloodsuckers.
Vampires.
Because it is Halloweeny next week.
Favorite.
When this show comes out on YouTube, it'll be Halloween weekend. Yes, sirree, Bob.
No, it will not.
It certainly
will not.
It certainly
the Don't
will.
Know show is going to know. This is for the 23rd. There's a whole nother week yet before Halloween.
Oh, man.
You got a whole nother week before Halloween. Halloween is on the 31st.
Yeah.
Halloween is not on the 20th. The Don't Know show cannot change holidays, folks.
Yes, it
I
can.
would like to think he can.
Yes, it can. I am now going to change your birthday to December.
Okay. I'll take it again.
Yeah. Your birthday is now in December. You can't do it in August anymore.
Besides, we can't take out the Halloween movie that's coming out.
Halloweeny. So, but anywho's.
Yeah. Halloween Kills. Did you watch Halloween, Andrew? Is that like one of your favorite movies? The whole Mike Myers.
Yeah, there was a lot of them.
Is it Mike Myers? The guy from Saturday Night Live?
Michael Myers.
What's the guy's name? Yeah, Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And why I don't remember because it came out in movie 2, but why does he have a different last name than Jamie Lee Curtis's character? Laurie Strode.
Hang on a second.
Okay.
Is there a problem on doing my show?
What happened?
SE1.
Uh-oh. Well, while Scott's talking, I had a curiosity because Mike Myers was his name, I believe, from the beginning, and Laurie Strode is her name. And they're brother and sister because Michael was going after, but I don't remember why. I don't remember why they had different last names.
I don't know either.
Are you going to watch
Jamie Lee Curtis is going to be in it?
Are you going to watch Halloween Kills, Andrew? Because that's out. It's out now. It's out. It came out Thursday. So that's a pretty good movie. So he didn't say yet. But yeah, so I forget because it was so long ago. I mean, there are how many Halloween movies? There's a lot.
Well, not as many as Rocky. Rocky 2000.
How many Halloween movies are there? There's a lot. And then if you do the whole Mike Myers and Freddy Krueger.
Okay. Well, anywho's, while you're figuring that out, I got one other thing we need to
do. Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Halloween 4, Halloween 5, Halloween the Curse, Halloween H2O. Love that one. Halloween Resurrection, Halloween 2, but I guess they did remakes. Halloween Kills. The movie named Halloween 3 times came out 3 different years.
Yeah.
It came out in 1978, then it came out in 2007, then it came out in 2018. The franchise is pretty good. John Carpenter, man. People make a career just off of this alone.
Oh, sure.
There's another one. Halloween Ends. October 14th, 2022. There's another one already.
You bet.
It's crazy. All right. So what do we need to do? We need to end the show?
Yes.
Okay. And then I got to say thank you for watching. Otherwise, Scott doesn't know how to end the show.
And if you feel our show is not a bad life decision,
then please subscribe and like and watch our other shows and channels. Go down to whathappened.world. Connect up to I actually posted the fire on Facebook. I forgot to post it on Instagram. Oh, well. I don't post enough yet. I'm not going out enough yet, but I am going to start going out in about 3 weeks or 4 weeks. I'm going to go to Pittsburgh. So I will post stuff when I go to Pittsburgh. Yay.
Awesome sauce.
I'm going to go see the Penguins play on Saturday night, and the Steelers and the Bears play on Monday night. And the Steelers are playing now. And it is always a pleasure
and
having
the Bears
you on.
lost today.
And it is always a pleasure having you on, Andrew. Yeah, Green Bay.
Yes, they
Green Bay
did. 24-14. Yeah.
It's always good having you on, Andrew. We'll have to have you on live again. We have to decide what kind of theme we want to do. Do we want to do something Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania? Yes, it is. It is on the East Coast. You've got Pittsburgh on the East Coast of Pennsylvania, and you have Philadelphia on the West Coast. And Hershey is there somewhere where they actually make Hershey chocolate.
Yes.
So very good. And we'll talk about food and all that other stuff. on our
Yes,
next
we
show.
will.
So with that, I want you to live every day. Don't start fires. Don't. I can't point. Don't start fires.
Yeah.
And live every day. I forgot what I say. Live every. What do I say?
I don't remember either. I just know what my line is.
What is your line? Well, it's live every day, and we'll see you on the next show.
Be genuinely positive, live and love life, and have a good one.
Good night, Andrew, or good morning.
Crazy.